Like, I love Halloween, so I always celebrate it. I like getting into the spirit.
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. At first I thought, oh, I'm white, American, male, Caucasian, no, nothing. But I'm Mormon, which, you guys who know what a Mormon is, obviously there are a lot of pretty funny costumes you can make up.
I'm from like North Sudan, so we're considered Sudanese Arabs. So there are like many different types of Arabs. So when people dress up like in turbans or just like that, it's saying that they're all dressed the same. It's different.
I have. As a Latina, I have seen sort of cultural items.
My culture specifically, no. I notice more gender stereotypes rather than cultural.
I guess whenever I actually think of like me dressing up as a ninja, I feel like that's actually a form of cultural appropriation. Like I'm Asian, but I don't identify with, growing up in Asia and having, actual traditional Asian values as much as I would have grown up in Asia.
Well, I mean, I've seen afros being worn by people who probably wouldn't be able to like grow afros, things like that.
I haven't personally, but I do know people who have.
I wouldn't say I was personally offended, but I've seen some Halloween costumes that I definitely wouldn't have worn myself, or
I saw somebody leaving a party and just their costume was a turban, and so I was like slightly offended on behalf of like the culture I share with like the extended like group that I'm from. But it was just kind of felt very marginalized. Like you're making this person's like religion and culture into a costume. Like
Quite honestly, I think not offended. I sort of think that Halloween is sort of that time in the year when you can sort of take things a little more lightly.
Just wearing like big chains and gold teeth, that doesn't make you a part of Black culture. It doesn't represent all Black people.
Well, let's see. I remember a couple years ago, I was looking around, I think it was on some clothing website where they also sold like Halloween wigs and things like that. And one of them was called the Ghetto Fabulous wig, which was this giant afro. And I just sat there like, is this from The Onion? Like, it was kind of absurd. So I definitely was offended by that. And it's not the first time I've seen like, Black culture being used in a sort of costume-like manner, so.
I think Halloween's supposed to be fun and you're supposed to be able to celebrate not being yourself for a night, but it's probably not an excuse for bad behavior or being impolite or discriminatory towards others.
it's just the whole thing about they're not trying to be offensive. Like I highly doubt someone is trying to be offensive, but by wearing something that represents someone's culture, and you trivialize it into a Halloween costume.
That like it's definitely just important to keep in mind, like if it seems like it's going to sort of, I guess, minimize or mock someone's culture in a way, or like treat it as a costume, literally and figuratively, then like I think it's probably a good test as to like not wear it or use it. So.
Like I said, it's a very thin line. Like it's like something could offend someone, like one person of that culture group, but then not offend someone else. So it's a very complicated situation that isn't talked about.